Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. My name is Prime and today I'm gonna show you another Golden Bullet build and a build that you can also use without Golden Bullet, and this will give your Saint Elmos almost 1350 RPM. Yes, you heard that right. Almost 1350 RPM. Your St. Elmo's goes brrrr and just takes everybody out. Everybody. It is so much fun to play with, and it is pretty easy to get together as well because we're combining some gear sets, we're combining some exotics in the game. So definitely try this build out and come back to the channel and let me know what you think about it, because this is one of my favorite, aka second favorite build to use with the Golden Bullet event. But enough intro, as you see in the background shredding through everything, enough gameplay. So let's dive right into the build breakdown and let me show you what we use to shred through everybody. And this is the build that you just saw me shredding through Space Admin. This is the build that will give you around 1350 RPMs on your Elmos. And as you can see, yes, it is without any expertise, so you can only hit harder from here. I just showed you on a base build, so to say, but man, this is a lot of fun. Of course, the build that I showed you yesterday hits a little bit harder, but this is just a straight up beast as well, and lets your St. Elmo's go brrr. Oh man, it's so freakishly fast and a lot of fun to play with, and pretty easy to get together because, as you can see, we are using 2 gear sets and 1 exotic for the gear. But let's start at the beginning. We are using the Gunner Specialization. Why? Because this gives us a little bit of extra survivability for that 10% armor on kill, and that's pretty much the only reason why we're using it. But let's jump over to the guns, or at least the gun that I'm using, the Saint Elmo's. Again, this is not on any expertise level. This is just proficient. It has 95k total damage, an RPM of 978, and then we have a mag of 70. And why is this such a great gun to play around with? Because it comes with that mag of 70, especially with this event going on, the Golden Bullet event. You want as much ammo as possible, so if you're shooting a big guy, there is a big chance that your mag will be filled again and you don't have to reload. And I chose to go for damage to target out of cover as the attribute on there, and then of course the Anctum Est is the talent on there. Shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be filled with shock ammo, and that will give us another little bit of survivability as they cannot shoot back when they're shocked. Then for my secondary and for your pistol, you can choose whatever you want. I would go for something that you don't have proficient yet, because that will save you into the materials for donating, or of course the duplicates. So choose whatever you like, because every time that you put something on your build, even though you're not really using it as the guns, it will still get that proficiency XP that you need to get it to level 10. But then let's jump over to the build, and as you can see, we're rocking 4 pieces, or better said 3 pieces of Umbra, but our backpack activates the 4-piece. 15% critical hit chance, 30% reload speed, but we're doing it from the shadows and into the light. A double talent, but mostly we're doing it from the first talent from the shadow. While in cover, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50 stacks, and each stack will give 1% critical hit damage increase and 0.3% RPM. But because we're running around with the chest piece, this will boost from the shadows from 50 to 100 stacks and a gain from 10 to 20. So now we will gain an extra 30% RPM and 100% critical hit damage within 5 seconds if you are in cover. So that is another thing that you need to think about, that you need to go in cover sometimes. It builds up very, very fast and it doesn't really go away that fast. So make sure that you take out a few people and then just dive into cover for a few seconds, come out, take out some people again, and this doesn't work when you are in cover. So whenever you are stacking up from the shadows, so gaining that extra RPM, gaining that extra critical hit damage, it only works when you step out of cover. So before you start a fight, go into cover for a few seconds. The max is 5 seconds, then it's only full stacked up. Go out of cover, from the shadows kicks in, you will get that extra 30% RPM and that extra 100% critical hit damage to shred through everybody. For these pieces, I chose to go for critical hit chance and a critical hit damage mod. The chest piece, critical hit damage mod, and the holster, critical hit damage on there as well. Then for my knee pads, I went for strikers. And why for strikers? Because this gives us an extra 15% weapon handling and another 15% rate of fire. So the combination of strikers and Umbra gives us an extra 45% rate of fire, and that's why we can almost reach 1350 RPM on our Saint Elmos. Again, I chose for critical hit damage and critical hit chance. You only have to go for 2 pieces of critical hit chance or 2 mods on your gear for critical hit chance to hit that cap if you're playing with this setup. So my knee pads have critical hit chance, and then my mask have critical hit chance. The rest is all critical hit damage, and then of course weapon damage. And then to top it all off, this is the Ninja Bike backpack. It will not give you the best damage output in the game, but it will activate the extra brand set or gear set bonuses in our case. As we see, we only have 3 pieces of Umbra, but it activated that 4 piece. We only have 2 pieces of Striker, but it activated that 3 piece. And that's why we're mainly using the Ninja Bike. Again, I chose to go for critical hit damage as a mod on there. And this comes with 3 core attributes: weapon damage, armor, and skill tier. And that will help us out with some extra damage output, survivability, and of course a little bit extra boost for our skills. But that's pretty much it, the whole setup of the build. Talking about the skills, let's get over them real quick. I used to go for Reviver Hive. This has 10% Reviver Armor Repair, 5% range, and 10% health as the mod. And then next to that, one of my favorite, all not my favorite skill in the game, and that is the Foam Launcher. 9.8% in share duration and 1 extra ammo as the mods on there as well. So this is pretty much the whole setup. Let's jump over to the stats and show you that real quick. It's all about the critical hit chance, critical hit damages. 57% critical hit chance, so we are 3% away from the cap. 137% critical hit damage, but don't forget, when Into the Shadow kicks in, we're gaining an extra 100% critical hit damage. So that means that we are reaching 237% critical hit damage. Of course, when everything is stacked up. Then we have 75% headshot damage and of course that extra 10% damage to target out of cover from our gun. And that's pretty much it. If you're still here, you are a freaking legend if staying till the end. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this build. What build are you running with this global event? Because we all know a lot of builds will definitely work with the golden bullet. But these two, or at least this one and the one I showed you yesterday, are one of my favorites to play with. But I would love to know what you play with, or what would you like me to make for a build for the golden bullet event. And if you liked the video, like the video. If it helped you out in any way or form, like the video. And of course, if you're new here and you want to be updated about the Division 2 and the Division universe and the future Division 3, because it was announced yesterday, make sure to hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. PurePrime out.